Dr. Now called me a few days ago and told me that he arranged for transfer to come get me.
From dramatic weight battles and jaw-dropping reveals to emotional meltdowns and family chaos that spiraled out of control, these are the scenes that left viewers stunned and Dr. Now shaking his head. You think you've seen it all? Think again. These are the wildest, most unbelievable moments that truly need to be seen to be believed. Let's talk about Abby for a minute. At just 37 years old, he's been bedridden for more than 7 long years. He doesn't know how much he weighs. Heck, he doesn't even want to guess. What he does know is this: every time he closes his eyes at night, he's scared he might never wake up. But in the middle of all that fear and despair, there's one shining light that keeps him going: his wife, Brenda. She's the reason he still tries. She's the reason he still fights. And if there's even a tiny chance that his life can change for the better, he's willing to risk it all. This is how his story begins.
My inspiration, my light at the end of this tunnel. When I wake up, the first thing I have to do is bathe. It's extremely painful. It's the worst part of my day.
Now that is a hard life to wake up to. Every single morning, Abby wakes up to the same miserable routine, the same heavy body, and the same helplessness. And yet, every single day, Brenda is right there by his side. That woman deserves a trophy for how deeply she loves and cares for him. The tragic twist? Abby wasn't always like this. In fact, when he was younger, his relationship with food was completely different. He didn't eat much at all. So what changed? What could have pushed a young man with a healthy appetite into a cycle of food obsession and despair? My guess? Something traumatic. And oh boy, we were right.
My metabolism will kick in. No, it didn't. It just stopped and kept on gaining weight. When I graduated from high school, I went to school in Florida to become a sound engineer.
Abby's childhood wasn't just sad, it was neglectful. His parents were never home, and that meant no rules, no limits, and no one to tell him no. Food became his comfort, his control, and his secret best friend. But that wasn't even the most heartbreaking part. The real blow came years later, when Abby was about to propose to his girlfriend. Ring in pocket, heart full of hope, future in sight. Then boom, a devastating car crash nearly ended his life. His spinal cord was damaged. His dream proposal became a nightmare, and everything spiraled from there.
They took me to an MRI machine and got the X-ray imaging they needed to find out what was going on. I had a problem with 3 discs. They were damaging the spinal cord. So immediately they took me to emergency surgery.
Talk about losing everything in the blink of an eye. The trauma from that accident still haunts him. Brenda remembers it like it was yesterday. The doctors didn't sugarcoat a thing. They told her straight up that Abby might never walk again. That alone could break a man, but not Abby. Even from bed, this man refuses to give up on life. He works a remote job to help support his household, proving that even when life hits you hard, you can still rise in other ways. Honestly, we could all learn something from him.
All I see is the wall in front of me, the walls right beside me,
Salsa con queso.
and my wife that comes in and out. My only look for the outside world is TV or the phone.
Abby and Brenda are the true definition of in this together. She shops, she cooks, and she cleans, and then they still find time to share laughter and love after long, draining days. It's beautiful, but it's also dangerous, because behind all that warmth is a reality they can't ignore. Abby is spiraling, and if he doesn't start doing something now, there might not be a tomorrow.
Trying and fix that, and it got fixed to a certain point, but since I've been in the bed so long, I've lost the strength in my legs.
Things just got very real. Abby reached out to Dr. Now, and it's worse than anyone thought. He's been lying in that bed for so long that his feet no longer know how to touch the ground. That's horrifying. Even Dr. Now looked alarmed, and we all know that man rarely shows emotion. His solution? Start with physical therapy. See if those legs still have some fight left in them. All we can do now is hope.
Should feel like work. It means
is
you're doing it right.
work.
Good. Yeah, it means you're doing it right. Ready? Come on. I know the doctor was concerned to be able to wave off the possibility of the blood clots. Wants him to have that much more mobility. That's definitely something that needs to be addressed.
Thank God! Some good news at last. The physical therapist shows up and works a few magic moves. Turns out Abby's legs still have life in them. He just needs to push through the pain. He's got work to do, but at least there's hope. And if you needed a sign that Dr. Now truly believes in Abby, here it is. He made a house call. The legendary no-nonsense doctor left his clinic and came to Abby's front door. But there's no sugarcoating the next step. Abby's bed sores are infected, and if they don't get it under control, this story might have a tragic ending.
Well, then you have a set place that you want to get to. But when it's just, yeah, we'll see how we do it for next time. That's not a goal. That's it's like nothing. So I feel like I'm doing the things and the effort.
Abi's starting to crack emotionally. He feels like he's just floating. No goals, no milestones, just stuck. It's starting to affect his motivation. And then, the scariest part, it takes more than 5 grown adults to lift him from his bed. That's not just weight, that's a life-threatening level of dependency. Dr. Now knows it too, so he orders Abi to move closer to Houston, where he can be monitored properly and maybe, just maybe, be saved. But if we are being honest, Abi has come a really long way. Who would have thought that would make it this far? It's impressive to see him put so much effort.
We need to do it to get everything straight down for you, okay? So at this point, I think we gotta do something to improve your condition. You gotta make some changes, okay?
No problem.
And guess what? The gamble paid off. Abi got checked into the hospital and slowly began to transform. For the first time in years, he actually feels good. He starts to believe again. And then, the miracle moment. Abi has lost 200 pounds. You heard that right, 200 pounds. That was all Dr. Now needed to see. He didn't even wait. Right there and then, he approved Abi for weight loss surgery. And you know the first person Abi called to tell the good news? Brenda, the woman who never left his side. The woman who carried him emotionally when he couldn't carry himself. Abi's story isn't over, but this chapter is pure triumph.
Every surgery went very well. That was probably one of the most challenging weight loss surgery that we have done for a while with his condition because of his functional paraplegia and lower extremities.
Octavia's weight has become the enemy she can't run from. Her life is pure misery, every waking moment filled with pain, regret, and helplessness. For an entire year, she's been completely bedridden, unable to move or even attempt the simplest of tasks. Her whole body aches from sunrise to sundown, and there's no break in the suffering. The big question is, will she finally rise and fight back? Let's dive into where it all begins.
And it's so bad that I haven't been able to get up for over a year now. So I've had to learn to live in a whole different way.
This part really hits hard. Can you imagine not getting out of bed for over a year? Not even to walk around the house? That's where Octavia is, trapped in a prison made of her own body. What's even more heartbreaking is that her roommate has to do absolutely everything for her. From meals to hygiene to emotional support, her roommate is her lifeline. It's more than sad, it's devastating. And yet, Octavia lies there, silently suffering every single day.
And had to come and get her out. So now we moved Octavia's bed to the living room because we didn't want it to be a situation where she needed help.
My heart honestly breaks at this point. It's one thing to be unable to walk, but to not even bathe properly. Octavia has to wash herself on her bed. She can't use the bathroom. Can you imagine how demoralizing that must feel? And to make it worse, the pain in her back becomes unbearable whenever she tries to clean up. The level of humiliation she has to endure daily is enough to crush anyone's spirit.
But most of the time, all I can do is lay here in bed all day. And all I do is eat.
You ready for breakfast?
Yes, ma'am.
This one cuts deep. Octavia's roommate is torn up inside. She watches Octavia stuff herself with food she knows is slowly destroying her, and there's nothing she can do about it. The saddest part is that food is Octavia's only source of happiness. So how do you tell someone you love to give up the one thing that keeps them emotionally stable? Her roommate is stuck between trying to help her live and not wanting to make her suffer even more.
My sister has 3 children, and I love being their aunt. And the only times I ever feel happy are either when I'm eating or when I see them.
This moment was surprisingly sweet. Octavia says her sister's kids are one of the only things, besides food, that bring her joy. Their visits light up her gloomy world, and she doesn't hesitate to share her stash of snacks with them. That moment shows that there's still a part of her that longs for connection, for normalcy. For someone stuck in bed all day, having that bit of love come her way gives her something to hold on to.
You're cute with me.
Either you can get it or I can have Taisha get it. But there's no reason you can't do it.
I worry about her a lot.
It's clear Octavia's sister is caught in a serious moral bind. She knows Octavia shouldn't be eating the way she does, especially with her health on the line. But at the same time, she sees how food is the only joy Octavia has left. If she says no, someone else will say yes, and Octavia will still get what she wants. So instead of cutting her off completely, she tries to keep the peace, even if it breaks her heart.
I was more than double the weight I was supposed to be at for my age, and that was a big shot. But it didn't stop me from going to food and gaining even more, because things continue to get worse for me.
No child should ever have to face what Octavia endured. Her childhood was a battleground. After her mom got involved with an abusive man, young Octavia had to learn survival instincts just to stay safe. She hid objects around the house, literally arming herself to protect her tiny body from violence. It's no surprise she clung to food as a coping mechanism. When your earliest memories are filled with fear, food can feel like the only comfort left.
So once again, my mom had to take care of me and my sister on her own. And it meant she'd have to start working long hours again to provide for her. But our neighbor, which was a friend of the family, agreed to watch us when she did.
This is just horrifying, and it puts everything into perspective. After her mother left the abusive relationship, things didn't get better. In fact, they somehow got worse. Her mom would leave her with a neighbor to watch her, and that man raped her repeatedly. Each time, he gave her $50 like it was some disgusting transaction. She was a child. A child. No one should ever experience such evil. That trauma shaped her in ways most people will never understand.
I know my body's getting to a breaking point. I can feel it getting worse every day. So I'm running out of time, and I'm not ready to die.
But here's where hope peeks through the darkness. Despite all the heartbreak, Octavia finally decides it's time to take a stand. She wants to change. She wants to fight for her life. After all she's been through, just getting the courage to see Dr. Now is a massive step forward. She's nervous, scared he might reject her, scared she won't be enough. But guess what? Just the fact that she's trying already makes her a warrior in my book.
Safe transport to Houston.
Okay.
But if you bring you down, you also gonna need someone to move down here with you, because you're gonna need some support system because not mobile.
We can't even argue with Octavia on this one. She really held her own during that first meeting with Dr. Now. She was visibly nervous, and who wouldn't be? This was the moment that could change her life forever. But she didn't let the nerves win. She showed up, she listened, and she stayed calm. Dr. Now made it clear he'd arrange transport to get her to Texas, but only if she promised to bring someone with her who won't feed into her bad habits. That's a serious line being drawn in a wake-up call.
Trip safer, but it seems she had taken this upon herself to do it her own way. How are you feeling, Octavia?
Even Dr. Now can't fake confidence when it comes to Octavia's situation. His worry is written all over his face. This isn't just another patient. This is someone who has been bedbound for over a year, and the fear is real. What if Octavia hasn't lost enough weight yet to make the journey safe? What if she's not truly ready? Deep down, he's questioning whether she has what it takes to survive the brutal road ahead. And honestly, you can't blame him. This is life or death.
But after we do that, then you need to show me that you're willing to work hard like you need at home. So it's important for your friend.
Thankfully, Octavia knows the truth. This is all on her. Dr. Now doesn't sugarcoat a thing. He spells it out loud and clear. If she wants to be taken seriously, she needs to lose at least 50 pounds in 1 month. No excuses, no second chances, just one simple rule. Show me you're serious, or this journey ends here. That moment is the line between hope and heartbreak. And now, it's up to Octavia to prove she's not just another lost cause. It's time to grind.
I've been in the rehab facility for almost a month, and I've been working hard to do all my exercises. I use a pole with weights on it, exercising my arms and my legs.
You have got to be impressed by how much effort Octavia is putting into this. It's been 2 months now, and she's doing her best. She's not where the doc wants her to be, but she's making good progress. She even says she can sit in a wheelchair now. Imagine that.
Okay, you're down to 584. That's weight loss of 108 pounds. All right, I'm proud of you.
That's amazing news. Dr. Now is proud of the effort she has put in. She has been able to lose 103 pounds, and that's pretty good. He is sending her home now to lose weight, and if she's able to walk, he is going to approve her for weight loss surgery.
Bianca Higgins.
When I left rehab, I made it down to 584, and Dr. Now said I had to lose 50 pounds this month.
Wow, even I don't understand what's going on. Octavia has put so much effort into getting better. She visits the hospital a second time, and instead of losing weight, she seems to have added more weight than the previous time. Dr. Now is not going to be happy with that.
about myself, and I realized that I have always been the backbone for everyone, but I can't be that for myself.
Thankfully, this time the panic was short-lived. Turns out, the whole hip situation was a false alarm. After talking with Dr. Now, Octavia starts feeling better, emotionally and physically. Now she's back in the zone. She's eating clean, pushing harder, and setting her sights back on surgery. There's hope in her voice again, and it's honestly beautiful to see. Let's just hope all her effort pays off. Because she's been through hell and back, she deserves to win this fight.
I'm all smiles. The meal prep, everything went well, and we're sticking to it.
All right, super. You all are doing great.
This is David, and I must say that his story is probably the worst. For David, food isn't just a craving. It's the only reason he even gets out of bed. His weight has gotten so bad, it's actually insane. He gets stuck trying to squeeze out of his own car. And don't even talk about the shower. That's his personal nightmare. Every drop of water feels like it's crashing down on a body already carrying too much. He's drowning in his own weight, and at this point, it's clear, only Dr. Now can save him. The clock is ticking. Can he be saved? This is the beginning of his journey.
I started getting so bad. I'm in agonizing pain. That's when my weight has really been taking its toll. I take muscle relaxers for my back and then heavy prescription pain pills.
Did you see how long it took David to get out of bed? That wasn't just slow, that was painful to watch. At one point, I was honestly scared he wouldn't make it to his feet. His body is clearly screaming for help, and it's heartbreaking. He can barely move. The only thing keeping him from completely falling apart is the one person who helps him with everything. If she wasn't there, forget it, his life would be in total chaos. He even talked about the time he fell down and had to get himself back up. That's not just scary, it's terrifying.
Eat as much as I could when a meal was given to me, because sometimes you wouldn't know you're gonna get fed again for days. Around the time I was 3, I got placed with a permanent foster family, the Nelsons.
Now this right here explains a lot. David's relationship with food goes way back, to a time filled with pain and abuse. He grew up in foster care, and instead of love, he got beatings. Food became his only comfort, the one thing he could count on. And because he never knew when his next meal would come, he binged every chance he got. It got so bad, some foster homes kicked him out just for how much he ate. But then came Robin, his new foster mom. She cared for him, helped him drop some weight, and made him feel seen. But once he got to college, it was game over. Parties, booze, bad habits, everything spiraled. And once again, he was back at square one.
I wanted to see the United States, and I could afford to because when I was sleeping in my semi-truck, I didn't have to pay rent, so I got to see all the states. I didn't leave the road for a year.
This is where it gets really dark. David confessed there was a time when he just wanted everything to end. The depression hit so hard that he felt like life wasn't even worth living. That's how trapped he felt in his own body. And to make it worse, his diet is a total disaster. We're talking pure junk, high-calorie foods with zero nutrition. He can barely take 5 steps without stopping to breathe. It's devastating. If only his mom could help him fix his relationship with food, he might stand a chance.
At this weight, nothing's easy, besides laying down. Even sitting sometimes gets painful. My food problem is killing me by, weighing down my heart, and my back's already messed up.
At least he's aware of the danger now. He sleeps with an oxygen machine because his breathing has gotten that bad. Every night he's scared he might close his eyes and never wake up again. That fear is real. So it's finally time to meet Dr. Now. But just when you think things can't get worse, he gets stuck in the car on the way there. It's one of those moments that's both hilarious and tragic. You laugh, then immediately feel bad for doing it.
It's been a little while since I weighed myself, and I know I've gotten worse since then. I just hope that I'm in the 600s.
You can step up on the scale. Your weight is 763.
Boom! 763 pounds. That number hit like a freight train. David was hoping to stay under 600 pounds, but reality came crashing down hard. Now he has to come to terms with just how far he's let things go. Losing weight from this point, it's going to take serious work. Dr. Now lay it all out. Drop 80 pounds in 2 months or surgery is off the table. This is David's make or break moment. Can he do it? Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I'm glad you got to where you needed to be mentally to start making the changes you need. So that's good. And I'm glad you lost 67 pounds.
Thanks,
But
man.
that's a starting point.
He gave it a solid try. David fought hard to meet the target, but he came up just a few pounds short. Not a total loss though. Dr. Now sees the effort and offers him one more shot. Move to Houston, drop 30 pounds in a month, and the surgery is his. And honestly, David steps up. He's putting in the work, and we're starting to see a glimmer of hope. This time, it might actually happen. David has put so much effort and hard work into losing weight, it's only right that this time, he is very, very close to hitting his goal.
It's the last time. Hopefully I can still get the surgery.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. What if they postpone it?
And I guess I'll just have to get back on track and lose the weight.
Yeah? You feeling pretty good about it?
And then, disaster strikes. Just when things were finally looking up, David backslides. He gains more weight, and that's all Dr. Now needed to see. Surgery? Canceled. The disappointment is crushing. You can see it in David's face. He had a shot and lost it. But this isn't the end. Maybe, just maybe, he can turn things around. It breaks my heart to see David feeling so sad and disappointed. He thought he had hit the jackpot, only for his joy to come crashing down. But it's not over till it's over.
Welcome.
What's up, Doc?
I'm glad you made it. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was raised in foster care. My mom was 13 years old.
At this point, Dr. Now knows David's struggle isn't just physical, it's emotional. So he sends him to therapy, hoping to break through all the pain he's been carrying for years. And let's be honest, David has a lot bottled up. Maybe this is what he truly needed all along. The big question now is, will it be enough to finally tip the scale in his favor?
What you need with Dr. Paradigm. And because of your progress, I'm gonna give you an easy goal this time. This time I want you to lose 45 pounds in 2 months.